Yeah, so welcome. Just going to do, like about a 10-minute mindfulness meditation to get into the body. We spend so much of our time up in our thinking mind, taking in information, trying to organize our day-to-day life. Our brain is working so hard. I was reading somewhere yesterday that our brain uses like 50% of our calories of our caloric intake goes like straight to our brain. It's like working so hard. But we're trying to move from our thinking mind down into our feeling body. And I think that a preconception about meditation often is that we're trying to not think, and that's not what it is. We're not trying to not think. One of my teachers says often that, like the nose smells and the eyes see and the ears hear and the brain thinks. That's what it does. So it's doing its job, but sometimes we're just learning to kind of set it aside and to observe it. So not so much that we're trying to shut it off, but we're just trying to observe it, to separate just a little bit, to be able to really to separate ourselves from the thoughts that go on. Because while they're happening in our body, they're not necessarily us. So go ahead and close your eyes down and find a comfortable seat. So you can be seated cross-legged, you can be seated in a chair. Anything that feels comfortable. We're just trying to take away distraction, because often whenever we get quiet, then all of a sudden we want to itch, we want to wiggle, and that's kind of normal. So we're just trying to take some of that away here in the beginning. So finding somewhere comfortable. And take away the pressure to do anything right, because we're just welcoming ourselves. There's not going to be a right or a wrong. And just give some focus to your breath. Tracing the inhale as it comes in the nose and down the throat, chest, heart, belly, and back out. I'm just going to create some space today. We're creating capacity, creating space for other things to happen. We're on autopilot so much. And when we sit down and give ourselves some space to shut off in certain areas, like I said, moving from the thinking mind to the feeling body, it really shifts the perspective. And I want to do a little bit of breath work today. So we're going to emphasize the exhale. The exhale is what controls the parasympathetic system, which helps settle and soothe us. So we'll do a 3-part breath in and a 5-part breath out. So that'll look like, let's fully inhale together. Full exhale out the mouth. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. And continue at your own pace. You can extend these to make it fit or shorten them. We just want the exhale to be longer than the inhale. So we're switching on the parasympathetic. The settle and soothe button. And come back to a normal breath so that you're not really thinking about it. Just let the body breathe the way that it would like to. And then observe any energy differences, any sensation differences. Notice the overall energy in your body. And without attaching a story to it, if you can feel into the sensation rather than the story of any emotion that's there. Maybe today has been challenging or easy or so many places, pit stops along the way on that spectrum. And instead of going into the story of how the day was, just the energy that it brings. Just what it feels like in the body. It's like we're mapping where the sensation lives, what it feels like. We become more and more attuned to what the messages in our body mean. Listening to a podcast the other day, and it says that was saying that if we lived, they were following indigenous people that lived in the woods, lived in the forest. And if you ask an indigenous person, you show them like a square foot of the ground, the forest floor, the jungle floor, and you ask them how many colors of green they see. And then you ask, say, take me into the jungle and ask me, I may see on a good day 20 different colors, 15, 10 different shades of green. But to someone who lives there and is attuned to that environment, may be able to name 100. There's so many different shades that they can see. Being able to tune in, the brain organized based on what is important, what we give our focus to, our intention to. So the more that we come back to our breath and come back to stillness, each time we get to unwind just a little bit more the kind of map of ourselves. And it's always shifting, always changing, but we get to piece it together little by little. About 3 more rounds of breath. Big inhale, even bigger exhale. You can slowly open your eyes and let the light in from around you. Maybe do a little wiggle in the body. Yeah, how does that feel?
That was great. I feel more present within myself. So
Beautiful.
appreciate the just being aware of my breath, because I get, so sidetracked in my mind. So.
Yeah, it's really good. I was just sharing with somebody yesterday that I remember the first time that I was cued to think about my breath in the first yoga class I ever took. And I was like, I've never thought about thinking about my breath. Like I had lived 25, 25 years and never thought about my breath. And yeah, just really interesting how powerful that can be. Something simple. Yeah, let me know if you guys ever have any question about meditation, or you wanted to try a certain thing, or any questions. I'm completely open to all that jazz. So, yeah.
Well, I do feel I was frustrated about some things, not a lot, but I'm much more calm about it. But I was wondering if you could take us to visit our inner child one day. I had a therapist do that, and it was really like a profound deal for me,
Yeah, definitely. We can do that.
They took me out on a beach and let me meet my inner child. It was
beautiful.
Really.
Yeah. I'll get some guided meditations.
Just a suggestion,
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. Yeah, it's really powerful work. Yeah, the inner child work is really powerful. But yeah, great. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome.
Very cool. Wonderful. Well, I will see you all next week.
Sounds good.
Beautiful evening.
Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.